888-7663, Stellar Roofing.
Hi, my name is John Auclair. I live in Churchville, New York. I grew up mostly in the Rochester area, but then was in Oswego for a while. Well, I built my house back in, I believe I started in 92 and was done by 94. It's a Cape Cod. It's in Churchville, New York. It's on 5 acres of property with a nice pond, and it's got pretty much everything I wanted. My house is fine, but I built a barn also, and part of the barn roof had rotted away. There was a few sections of rot on the barn roof, and I had tried to repair it for years and didn't seem to be able to do it. So I called in the professional. I had called about 5 other companies that did not either show up, or they did show up and never got back to us with a quote. We called Stellar. I believe they were there the next day, and we were scheduled for the next week. And I got to tell you, that is special. That is a very special thing for contractors right now. They came in, they did their job, they did an excellent job. Their crew was all business. They came in there, they ripped off the old roof, they repaired the roof that needed repair, and then they reshingled. And they did a great job in less than half a day. So I'm very, very pleased with Stellar. My first impressions were excellent, actually. Like I said, they showed up. They were pleasant. They knew what they were talking about. They said they were going to be there the following week, which they were. Actually, thinking back at it, this is the first job I've ever hired out, and I was just so amazed. I'm just so happy that I had done that rather than trying to do it myself. I would absolutely recommend Stellar to someone that was looking to get a roof. Those guys, the crew that came in to do that, along with Rick, the project supervisor, were just top notch. They really were. Rick knew exactly what was going on. He, informed them. He kept them in the loop. They just worked. They just worked. And as hot as it was and such, they just plugged along. They had my roof done in just a matter of half a day, probably. So, yes, I absolutely would recommend Stellar.